Another important property of text is clumping. So words in general are pretty rare events. If you discount words like the and of, which make up a large percentage of English, if you take a random word from a vocabulary, particularly a specific word, a technical word, they're extremely rare, right? So if you pick up a book, what are the odds of the book having the word aardvark in it? It's almost zero. It probably won't. But there is an interesting property about word occurrences, and that is once you see a word a single time in a piece of text, you are much more likely to see it again and again. So a good example is the word aardvark. Right? It's an extremely rare word, and yet in this lecture we've heard the word aardvark, 5 times or maybe 6 times by now. Right? So words, I guess if you think of them, they're rare events, but they are rare events of a particular kind. They're rare events that are contagious. So if you're thinking of an analogy, words are not like lightning strikes. Lightning strikes are rare events, but words are not like that. They're a lot more like infectious diseases in a way, right? Rare infectious diseases. They're rare, they don't occur very much, but once you have an infectious disease in a certain area, it's going to spread. You're going to see more and more of it. So words are kind of like that. So once you have a certain a single occurrence of aardvark is much more likely to come up again and again in a piece of text. I guess mathematically speaking, if you're trying to put some math on it, what this means is that successive occurrences of the word are very much not independent of each other. There's a strong dependency in the frequency going up above 1. So here's an example of clumping. So this is a brown corpus, and this is the frequency of the word said in a brown corpus. Now, said is an interesting example because it is not a content-bearing term, right? It's not like aardvark. Aardvark is very topical. Once you say aardvark, you know you're talking about a very specific thing. Said is very generic. You could use it in any body of text. So for a word like said, you wouldn't really expect clumping to occur very much, and yet it does. So if clumping didn't happen, if occurrences didn't depend on previous occurrences, you'd see a picture like that. So every point on the x-axis is a different document, and the height of the bar is how many times the word said was used in that particular document. So if the occurrences were independent of each other, you'd expect to see a picture like that. So there's some variation, right? Some documents have more, some documents have fewer. But in general, it's quite contained. What you see in practice is a lot more dramatic. Some documents seem to be tremendously about the word said. They have it a whole number of times, and then other documents don't have it at all, which is quite surprising. So, by the way, the total number of occurrences on the right and on the left is the same. So what you're seeing is the effect of clumping. Once you see a word a single time, you're going to see it again and again and again.